and welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we're live on Project Cars 2 for PlayStation for the Pagnian Imports GT3 Challenge. Tonight is round 3, so we're at Le Mans Bugatti circuit. We'll check out the session where for Le Mans we've got 15 minutes of qualifying in Division 2. Weather is light cloud, and then the race is 16 laps. Weather is light cloud through to clear. There is a mandatory pit requirement. Then we'll have a break and start Division 1. So the qualifying will open up at 8:45 PM, and then they'll race under those same conditions with the 15 minutes of qualifying and 16 laps. We'll check out the standings as after round 2. In Division 2, we have Dan Boone leading the championship with 262 points. And for Division 1, we have Coco Dog leading with a strong 300 points. Last week for round 2, we were at Red Bull Ring GP. In Division 2, we had Bugatti take the win after qualifying third, and he secured the fastest lap bonus points. And for Division 1, we saw Coco Dog take a second consecutive clean sweep to the championship, taking a perfect 150 points, getting that pole position, victory, and the fastest lap bonus points. So we'll look at the track now. So we're in France for Le Mans Bugatti circuit. In-game time is 10 AM. The weather condition for qualifying is light cloud. Track length is 4.27 kilometers, and there's 14 turns. It is very tight and technical, this track, and it is very strict on track limits. So we're going to be seeing a lot of drivers potentially stung. With only 15 minutes of qualifying, they're not going to be able to afford to make any errors and really try and stay within those limits. Just the tiniest smidgen across some of those lines, and then it's going to potentially invalidate that lap. Hey Gal, thanks for jumping on the stream. We do have a debut driver with us tonight, and we can actually see his car here from the garage. That's Ray Ray. He's driving the Nissan Skyline. Several drivers already scrambling out onto the track. If you are just joining us for the stream, do hit that follow button. You'll be notified when we go live. We're here every Thursday night for Project Cars 2. And then we also cover iRacing of a Monday night. Jump in the chat. Let us know you're here. So who you think is going to be taking pole, who'll get that win. Oh, big broad slide there for Bugatti. And we had Vortex suffer a disconnect after a solid run. Hopefully no connection issues for him tonight. Dan Boone in the Audi, our current championship leader. Vortex's disconnect, opening big opportunity for Dan Boone and Bugatti to both bump up the ladder a little bit, but Vortex isn't out of the game yet. We've already had some track limits being invaded and invalidating their laps. Pretty sure it's the out lap anyway. Not towards that back end, it's not going to invalidate the following lap as well. So with Vortex's disconnect last week, he's on 175 points. That puts him in 4th position. Just ahead of him is Steph with 176 points. And Bugatti sitting in position 2. Top 3 are going to be trying to look to get as far ahead as Vortex as possible. Try and put a bit of a gap on that championship lead. We'll make our way down through the list. We have D-Train, the BMW. Alright, in the Nissan Skyline. doing this all from a controller as well. So you can see the little increments of turning as he makes his way through. He's going to be doing incredibly well to try and handle the skyline on the controller. We have a few drivers out there do it on the control and do an incredibly fantastic job. We have Marky Mark. I believe he's in a Honda, I think it was. Then going in the Audi R8. Grand Prix in the McLaren. Jeff in the Cadillac. And the majority of Division 2 has actually selected the Cadillac. Kevin Simsel also in the Cadillac. Actually, I look for. Ray did originally opt for the Cadillac. He missed round 1 and then made a very late decision to just jump over into the McLaren just to mix things up a little bit. We've done essentially no practice in it and a pretty good run. We got Vortex in the Cadillac. Boy also in the Cadillac. There's 10 minutes left of qualifying now. Bugatti in the Cadillac. Bugatti's taken pole position with a 1:37.052. Steph's qualified second with 1:38. We have Mark in the Lamborghini. Seeing on my race feed a lot of invalidated laps. These track limits really pushing these drivers to get a clean lap in for qualifying. That is the Honda Acura Marky is running. Dan's come through third at this point. Vortex just sets a 1:37. Joining Bugatti only 2 tenths away. 1:37.259. Nine drivers getting a time on the board. It's currently spread out by 4.6 seconds between 9 cars. Grand Prix and Mark, or Marky Mark, should I say. Ooh, that's just cost him big time as well. He's had a lot of invalidations. He's struggling with the track at the moment. He's got 8 minutes left. And it should give him at least a few well-timed laps if you can keep within those track limits and make no errors. Toes out in behind D-Train. Just to try and move on ahead. Vortex just taken pole of 1:36.8. Hey Phil, thanks for jumping on the stream. Here goes gonna kick out Philly. So you need to cheer it on for the girls. Steph is getting some very tight times out there in the Cadillac. That was for our opening lap as well. like she's taken some damage. She's starting a lap. We're going to jump on board for a lap. She's probably going to bring the car in after this lap. Following our luck. Nice long pit straight. Very quick. Sweeping right. Then to get that car across and on the anchors, pretty heavy. Those curbs are very slippery. It doesn't take much to cut that corner, and it'll invalidate that lap. And the race is going to be huge. It's going to be asking for a slowdown request. But just how long it actually gets you to slow down. It's usually just to take 1 or 2 seconds on the chin. Going to left-hand hairpin. Very long. And to another right-handed hairpin. And cut a little bit more on this double apex. Plastic down the back straight. Curbs easily put the car into a spin as well. It is really tough to try and get this car perfectly between the lines. It can take a lot of inside curb. It can be slippery as well. And the last hairpin catches a lot of drivers off. That was 0.5 off Steph's 138.6. That was a very low 139. And that was a lap around Le Mans Bugatti circuit, courtesy of Steph in the Cadillac. Vortex still holds that pole position. All drivers got a time done for qualifying now. Bugatti now, a couple attempts away. Mikey, Mark and Mark both getting up in 3rd and then 4th. Steph's just had a spill. She's brought the car back into the pits. She's probably taken damage. If she's going to try and get another qualifying lap in, she's going to have to get out quickly. Ray gets a time on the board, sitting himself into 5th position, 137.796. Dan Boone's been bumped down a fair way now. We did see him get up into 2nd position at one stage. He's been bumped all the way down to 6th. .8 seconds, separating 11 cars now. Because they've all got a timed lap in. Ray. Well, with his debut, 3.2 seconds off from Vortex's pole time. That's all quick times throughout the board. It's not separating much. The first 4 Pretty much 1 second separating them. Nearly makes contact with Dan. The last opportunity. Oh, Steph's just had another spill. Invalidated track limits. I don't think she'd had incident at all. Mikey Mark was just holding back some track space and tucking behind Dan, trying to get the slipstream. That Honda is being rather slippery in the tail. Bugatti stolen pole position. Vortex is in the pits. That means he doesn't have enough time to get back out on the track to try and defend that pole. That's 0.4. 136.3. Mikey and Vortex pushing each other. Mikey crosses the line with enough time to get one more lap in, just to try and secure that time. Vortex getting back out. With 10 seconds on the clock, and being an out lap, he's not going to get a timed lap in, so he's probably out there potentially messing out a race setup at the stage. Dan Boone's just bumped up into P3. Qualifying is complete, so this is now final laps. Simo's just run off through turn 2. Final lap for Spray. He's currently in 4th position. Can he improve that lap time? Doesn't move himself up. Oh, Mikey Mark appearing to be trying to use a little bit of strategy and tucking behind Dan Boone. Close enough to be getting a bit of a slip. And Mikey Michael Dan improving these times. Oh, he's cost him. He's off the line. Allow Mikey Mark through without being caught up. That strategy play for him. It improves his time but doesn't move his position. I think it's shaved about a 10th off. Park up, it's probably going to spool her up for us. Vortex out there for a smoke show, of course. Vortex and Blarkey always out there to cover. We can't even get Blarkey, so these Vortex is within shot. And there we are, qualifying complete for Division 2 in round 3. Blarkey takes pole position, setting a 1:36.383. And then the rest of the grid we have is then Vortex and Spray and Pray, Mark, Marky Mark, Steph, D-Train, Simo Simsel, Cool Boy, and Ray Ray. We're going over onto the grid now. And custom setups has been enabled for this series. The drivers needing to be able to swap over their qualifying setups their race setups. Also apply a pit strategy. They do need to serve a mandatory pit requirement. They won't have to have any work done. They can just simply stop in the pit stall and then head back off. For all our new viewers jumping on, don't forget to hit that follow button, but also check out our social media links down below. So fb.com/Apex Esports League. You can head there and be able to keep up to date with all results, standings, and post-race incident reports. And we will be a little bit delayed with getting the results out onto our page after tonight's round. Not going to get to it until early next week. Then we've also got our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Apex Esports League. And all our past broadcasts are saved there, so you can see how the guys have gone through all the other championships. Here we are, ready to see the lights go green from round 3. Ooh, bogged down for Bugatti, a lot of wheel spin. He still managed to be able to keep some pace up. Dan might have got up behind him with that wheel spin. They're trying to find some track position down through the middle there. Bugatti gets ahead in a nice spot. Oh, there's some lag showing from Vortex. We saw some lag skips like that for him last week, and then they end up resulting in a disconnect towards the back end. Hey, Sami. Sami calling Bugatti for the win tonight. Bugatti's going to take the win. He's probably going to be in for a fierce battle between himself and Vortex. Look at that, we've already got a red number up on the standings tower. Once we see that red number, that's a driver stung with a post-race time penalty. Dan and Vortex fighting it out here. Vortex is rather good at being able to pull away quickly once he's out in the front. You need to be able to try and keep that pressure on to fend him off. Otherwise, if he sneaks through, he's going to start pulling away. Vortex closing in real quick now. Vortex takes a fair bit of curb. The bump slightly put him off. He's dropped some pace big time. It's allowed Bugatti to move that out to 6 tenths now. And increasing. B-Train just makes a pass on Steph. Then a lot of understeer just cost him the position back. That Simo Simslot just spun off. Mark slips on through, gains position as well. Train seems to be carrying a huge amount of pace, closing in on Steph. Shows Steph may be contending with some damage. There was an incident on lap 1. Yeah, I think there may be Steph heading into the pits, as is Mark. A fantastic shot from pit lane on this track. A lot of good trackside views. Tracks have a fair few blind spots, unfortunately, from broadcast trackside cameras. Error. Alright, debut Ray currently in 8th position, only 6 seconds away from D-Train. Way up on 6. Mark gets a run on straight. May have ran wide in the corner before. A little bit off pace as he was re-entering. Bugatti is showing no signs of slowing down at the moment. Did have the gap over Vortex by 1.6 seconds. Cadillac's got a rather interesting engine noise, almost like it's sitting on the rev limiter for a little bit before it shifts over. I do believe the Cadillac in this is only a 6-cylinder as well. And with some of the bigger sports cars, oh, it's Dan Boone that's gone for the slide. Narrowly avoids contact with multiple cars. Lost a few positions. That's allowed Coolboy about to close in. Can he recover about to pull back away? Vortex now trailing by nearly 2 seconds. Gallen saying that noise is nowhere near the rev limiter. Actually bring the speed up. Few revs still be able to use when it's just in the shifter, so it's amazing how much power is getting out of this Cadillac. Cadillac was a rather unusual sight to be seen to be heavily selected for the series in past GT3 championships that we've run. I think we've had a driver actually use it. Actually rather very McLaren and Ferrari orientated for the series. These Cadillacs have had an amazing run. Pretty sure we may have to have that on the cards for a Cadillac series in the future. The closest thing we'll get to now to have something similar to the V8 supercar that's not Ford in project cars. Changing at 7,000 RPM, red line is higher. Seems to be a glitch in project cars too. Not be surprised. Trey's dropped back into 6th position. Coolboy's moved up a spot. Dan and Marky Mark both have slowdown penalties. It's only 1 second at this stage. 6 laps in, I'm quite surprised that we've only got a couple of drivers stung for setting track limits and not abiding by the slowdown. The drivers are either cutting those limits a little bit, slowing down a tad. They're just keeping those golden lines. I think Bugatti may just be doing it at this stage. 6 laps in and he's nearly dragged that gap over P2 by 4 seconds. 3.7 and climbing. Some lost ground, but no, he's just put that into a spin. There's that curb that you can take a fair bit down on that lower side, but it is very risky at putting the car into a spin. It doesn't sting you for track limits. Bray hasn't taken any damage, but Wilsey has already slowed off, and on that trajectory towards pit lane, it's probably a good idea just to utilise that lost pace. Then throw it into your mandatory pit requirement. That previous lap, it looked like Coolboy was closing the gap in on Dan. Seems to be pulling away marginally over the course of this lap so far. About 1.2 seconds ahead. Not going to have to put much more gap on. I think Coolboy's going to lose that slipstream. Not doing well, running up in 3rd position in the Honda. Chasing down that Cadillac. I think it's going to be pretty hard to try and catch Bugatti. In saying that, that last lap for Bugatti, a 138.6. Vortex set a 138.6. Mark was a 138.3. Because last time around was actually done by Mark in the Lamborghini. 137.6. On D-Train. I think that right side window is actually showing some damage. Try and get looking for an opening. Really tell too much. It's not showing on the stream, but on my screen, the right side window is actually broken. That's obviously a little bit of lag going on between the 2 consoles. Oh, we've got Dan, Boone and Coolboy both heading down pit lane. Cool boy, in and out, super quick. Gets out much faster than Dan. So he's now pulled out just ahead. He's very marginal though. Yeah, keep that Cadillac pulled away from the Audi. Vortex maybe for a bit of pressure from Marky Mark. Cheering on a brother. Ray now in the pits. Get the lovely stealth suits for the pit crew. Haven't seen it on the other cars so far. I thought you might have got a whole race about it. A little bit slippery coming down to the second last corner. Bugatti. Not sure if that's him pushing it. Carrying a little bit too much speed. Starting to get a little bit slippery. Let's drop back away from Vortex again. For now on lap 10. Our race leaders will need to pit. And then Cool Boy having pit. See Marky Mark, Vortex, and our race leader Bugatti, who's led for the full 10 laps so far. Let's have a quick look to see what the fastest lap of the race is so far. So 1:37.159 for Bugatti. Yeah, he's holding the fastest lap. He's got nearly a 6.5 second lead over position 2. Can maintain this pace, could be set for a clean sweep. This could be enough for him to be able to take the championship lead. Lucky, you'll probably be looking for back-to-back championship wins. Took the win for the V8 Supercar Championship. Wrapped up before the start of the GT3 Challenge. Marky Mark now down pit lane. Take a quick look at the standings now. Ray running in 11th. If he dropped down a few positions after he went in for his mandatory pit, I'm sure a few of those other drivers ahead will end up, I don't believe, have actually hit. And he's got the race leader coming up behind him now as well. Lucky coming up to the first of the lapped cars. Simzel in 10th position. Mark in 9th. F in 8th. F did pit very early on in the race. She's only 50 seconds away from race lead. She's very close. The cars ahead, there's only 5-6 seconds separating. Oh, it's just dropped a heap. Blacky's now pitting in. That should be able to recover some positions. Oh no, she's just gone for a spin. Oh, just pulls it up in time. I think she may have touched the wall. She drops down the 9th and sees Mark move up into 8th. Frame Prey in the 7th. Just up ahead. Position 6 is D-Train. Bugatti having gone in the pits. Now seeing Vortex move up into the race lead. Vortex likely to be able to hold out and hit in the second last lap. Down in 5th. Up ahead is Coolboy in 4th. These two both have pits. They're racing for position. Marky Mark having also served his pit requirement. He's only 4 seconds ahead of Coolboy and Dan Boone. A small mistake, definitely see them sitting right on his tail, if not take his position. Lucky. Position 2 after serving that pit. 16 seconds behind. And that gap. When the Vortex heads into the pit, should easily be able to take that race lead back. Given it'll be likely we'll see Vortex hit on that second last lap. Like he should have no problems. All he's going to have to do is just keep that car consistent, make no mistakes. He starts losing seconds to Vortex now. That's where it could come out. Vortex meeting him nearly door to door, if not be ahead of him at that pit exit. Vortex out race leader. Last couple of laps. And struggling to try and close in on Coolboy. Of the brakes. ABS probably going haywire. Get the car screeching on those brakes. Just with how technical these corners are, the track is rather aggressive on the tyres. Oh, look at this beautiful run through the hairpin. That's close that gap in. On board Dan Boone in the Audi R8. Up ahead is Coolboy in the Cadillac. We're not jinxing him here if the commentator's curse. Looking to be able to get around. A lot of these corners incredibly difficult to make a move just with how tight the corners are. Really just got to get that golden line, power through the exit, and then get them coming through with that extra pace onto the straight. Coolboy put away on the straight. B-Train making his way down pit lane now. Not sure if he'd already been in. That car may have been crab walking a little bit, potentially taken some damage. Battle between Coolboy and Dan Boone still continues. They've been at it for several laps. Only 2 laps remaining. Vortex now coming up to some lap traffic. Dan Boone's pace is just marginally quicker than Coolboy. About a 10th difference in that last lap. He's just finding difficulty trying to hit that opening to be able to make his way through. He's going to be carrying more pace than Coolboy. Gets held up. Not going to bode well for that championship lead that is taken after round 2. He wants to try and stay as close as possible. Vortex and Bugatti. Bugatti was only just a fraction ahead in his championship lead. Sorry, not the championship lead, only a fraction behind Dan in that championship lead. The gap of a few positions here could easily be enough. Now bump Bugatti into the lead. Vortex now heading into the pits, bring up that. He's also taken a 1 second time penalty, so that's going to go to favour for Bugatti. So he was starting to drop back in pace. The gap was starting to increase between himself and Vortex. It's on the screen, I want the map. I think Bugatti's just passed him, so well and truly ahead. This is the final. Oh, he's going to disconnect. He did just freeze at pit lane. This is where things went wrong for him last time. Yeah, he's going to disconnect. And it's the exact same spot where we saw him disconnect last week. I wonder if it's someone jumping onto and sharing his bandwidth at the same time. By the time he gets into the race around this stage and then experiences the lag. Yeah, he just dropped the position. That was looking very scary for Marky Mark. He doesn't really know where Vortex is. We're seeing him jump around everywhere. I'm pretty sure someone's using his network at this stage. All that bandwidth gone. As long as he can try and cross the line on this last lap before the drop. And there he goes. Disconnect has happened. Going to be fuming. Oh, Coolboy and Dan now door to door. Scraping paint down through the chicanes. Coolboy held him off. This is tight. As Bugatti's going to do a burnout across the line. Well done, Bugatti. Pretty sure that's going to be a clean sweep. That'll see Marky Mark position 2. Coolboy's going to be fighting it for a podium. Locked in. Coolboy on the podium, P3. Dan takes 4th. That's several positions away from Bugatti, so it should be enough to be able to get the championship lead. Spray in 5th, Mark in 6th. A very tight race. Very unfortunate. 2 disconnects in a row for Vortex. Both at that lap 16 point. Pretty sure it's got to be someone using the net at the same time each time around. If it's anything for the issues that I can get here, if someone was to jump on my network, someone was to load up Wi-Fi and load a video, jump on YouTube, something like that, then the stream would cut out. A long time ago, used to happen a fair bit, so we had to impose a Wi-Fi ban. Simo's just doing the shortcut here. Simo just has no regard for his license and safety rating at the end of the sessions. He just destroys that car. Bugatti taking victory in round 3, and we'll quickly scan those lap times. I think the 1:37.159 that we saw earlier is the fastest laps. That's a clean sweep for Bugatti, so well. And then also on the podium is Marky Mark, and then Cool Boy in P3. And the rest of the standings we have is Dan Boone, Spray and Pray, Mark, Steph, D-Train, Ray, and Simo Simsel. So we'll be adding in our podium finishes. So in a moment we'll have Bugatti, Marky Mark, and Cool Boy in for a chat. Okay, that's a shot off for them, so we'll see them in a moment. Hey, Cool Boy. Congratulations on the podium again.
Thank you, mate. Thanks. It was a great race. Oh, that's
you and Dan rubbing doors through the chicane on the last laps.
It was really good on that last lap. I actually had a bad exit coming down the back straight, and that's what got him side by side. And then he broke a little bit like early, and then I braked a little bit later, and then we were too wide up the chicane, and then I just got that position and got past him.
Yeah, and then just held him at bay all the way to the finish line.
To be honest, I can't believe I bet him out the pit lane, to be honest. It was...
seeing you get ahead there and then just be able to stick him in front of him, that's
apparently
what definitely got it.
Apparently he was just waiting, and then he like was rushing it and seeing if he could get out before me, but I actually got out before him, but... Wow.
Yeah, those stop and go pit stops can vary in time.
And I didn't even change any fuel or tyres.
Yeah, well done.
I kept on those too, thank you.
And congratulations, Marky Mark. P2.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good race. Yeah, good run. Luckily the second
Honda
place.
up there.
Yeah, no, it's a good car to drive.
Yeah, there was some great runs in it up there, and then a few close calls with some spins out in front of you at different points as well that you managed to avoid.
Yeah, I was lucky avoiding 2 spins. It was a close one.
Yeah, so then being able to keep that up and then just stick all the way through, so well done.
Yeah, thanks. It was a great race. To be honest, I had no practice at all this week. I've been so busy. I've had no practice, and then coming out tonight and getting P3 after no practice pretty impressed me.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations, Bugatti. That's a clean sweep, mate.
Yeah, it was quietest race ever, that one. Everyone is so focused.
Yeah, you're getting some perfect lines and straight away putting a huge gap over Vortex. And then you're just seeing that gap just increase and increase.
Yeah, no one liked this track, but I liked it. I like that one.
Yeah, me too. It's a good track.
Yeah, you're getting some very tight lines, and then it was surprising that we didn't see too many post-race time penalties. Only a couple.
I was
in the end getting it.
A lot.
Yeah, I thought at least 3/4 of his might have had one by the time we got through lap 2. So
last night I practiced 16 laps and I got like a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, that could have been costly if that happened tonight.
Yeah.
It was actually lucky. If Vortex actually did not disconnect, I would have been 4th and not even been on the podium. So
yeah, very unfortunate for Vortex disconnecting at that same 16 lap point too, which is rather interesting. There was a huge amount of lag for a full lap before he disconnected, and that's what I noticed last week for him too. So hopefully he can get that resolved for next week.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully no 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Yep, but well done, guys. It's probably more than enough to be able to take the championship lead from tonight, Bugatti.
Yeah, should be. Hopefully.
You weren't too far behind from Dan, and then you've just spaced a few positions, so it might be enough to creep forward.
Hopefully. Probably.
Yep. Otherwise, it'll be good seeing us trying to battle it out all again next week.
Yeah,
Where we at next week?
Yeah, for next week we're at Laguna Seca.
Oh, let's go.
Another technical track. Yep, it's going to be a lot of fun.
No problem.
But good luck, guys, and well done again.
Thank you, JT.
Thanks, JT. Oh, shout out to Sally Engineering. Good setup again. Like always.
Done you well. Helps you out.
Yep.
Well, thanks,
done.
JT.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks, JT.
There we have our podium finishes with Bugatti taking a clean sweep in round 3. Then in position 2 is Marky Mark and Cool Boy in position 3. So a fantastic race, and then we'll be back again very shortly with Division 1. So that will be at 8:45. So it's another 20 minutes. That will give us time to get that lobby set up with Division 1. And we'll be back for another 15 minutes of qualifying, and then 16 laps around Le Mans Bugatti circuit. And with what we've seen tonight already, it's going to be another fantastic show of racing, so do stay tuned, and we'll be back at 8:45. welcome back to Apex Esports League. Tonight is round 3 of the Pagnian Imports GT3 Challenge on Project Cars 2 for PlayStation. We did just see Division 2 run at Le Mans Bugatti circuit where Bugatti took a clean sweep for round 3, and then we're now heading into Division 1. So for Le Mans, track length is 4.27 kilometers. There's 14 turns. It is very tight, very technical, and very strict on those track limits. And it's quite surprising we didn't see too many drivers getting stung in Division 2. So it'll be interesting to see if Division 1 can actually replicate that. And then for the qualifying session, the in-game time is 10 AM and the weather is light cloud. That means those track temperatures will be a little bit cool. Got a championship leader, Coco Dog, scrambling out on the track in the first one out. He's had a fantastic 2 rounds so far. He follows suit with another clean sweep tonight. His Mercedes has been performing incredibly well. His setups for the car has been dialed right in. Seen it sitting, he's driving very well. Bobby, also in the Mercedes. I was just mentioning, actually you get a setup thrown his way from Coco, getting some very last moment practice in, going into the lobby. Did not go with his setup, and you run that same setup for him. Interesting to see how it goes for him tonight's race. And having a great run in the GT3 challenge. We have Head Farmer in the Ferrari. Gallen in the Cadillac. Tommy in the Bentley. You're running the Mercedes. Billy in the Nissan Skyline. Runs off a little wide. Car back on. Only the outlaps, that'll be fine. Mickliffe also in the Bentley. Nader running the Skyline also. BK in the McLaren. Pretender in the Mercedes. Division 2 car of choice has been the Cadillac. For Division 1, the Mercedes has been the more popular choice. It is a little bit more mixed up. If you're jumping on for the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. Great, if we can see that follow count climb to that 250 mark. I think we're at 245 at the moment. Not far to go. And by following, you will be notified when we go live. We run 2 divisions for Project Cars on Thursday night, starting from 7:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I'm racing on Monday nights, same time at 7:30. It's just an hour of racing. Practice qualifying and a 40-minute race for iRacing, and the current series is GT3s. And we don't just run the same classification of cars for the full season, and we run a whole new class for each series, and that's every 5 weeks generally. Our next upcoming series will be the Formula V's on iRacing, and then the BMW M1 Pro cars for Project Cars 2. We've brought back the Force default setups for that BMW series. It's going to be a bit of a level playing field, so the drivers not having to worry about setups, having that advantage. Not going to be too slippery with it. They are running a soft slick, all the default tyres on those cars. They're not going to be able to adjust anything else other than tyre pressures. And then join us to the stream, jump in the chat, say hello. Let us know who you think's going to take the pole, who's going to take the win. And the guys jump in and actually make a correct selection for the win. Sami jumping on the stream for Division 2 and calling for Bugatti to get the win. To throw in a prediction, let us know who you're here to cheer on. So we get a lot of family and friends coming on to support. That's fantastic, seeing all the support we get for our drivers. Do a fantastic job out there, and they put a lot of hard work, sweat and tears into the racing. A lot of seat time, getting practice, fine-tuning those cars, trying to be as competitive as possible. There's 8.5 minutes for qualifying left. Waiting on Sami to get a timed lap in. Added track limits, beated and validating his lap times. Bugatti just gone off for a spill with the same thing, looked like a big one. Ultimately, Sami for the win tonight. Can we see this Bentley get up that top end? We see Sami break Coco's streak. It'll be interesting just to see another maker car can actually have that advantage over him on the small technical track. It was rather interesting seeing round one. The Mercedes did so well. They didn't really expect to handle the curbs as much at Monza. Those setups were doing a fantastic job. At the moment, we've got two Mercedes leading up the top. Yep. Currently 10 cars getting a time on the board. Separating from pole through to 10th is less than 3 seconds. That's ranging from a 1 minute 35, almost flat, through to a 1:37.9. Now look at Philly, improves that time. 1:37.9 down to a 1:36.3. That's just shrunk the gap, separating those 10 cars. It's only 2.470. Armies. Currently out there, I think, on a timed lap. Only got a couple of corners to go. Where will he get on the board here, and we'll start to look to jump on with the driver for a hot lap around. Look at that, he takes pole on that lap. 134 has now been broken. 135 from Coco was quick. The 134.860 from Sami. That's off to a brilliant start for Ginoli's prediction for a win for Sami. Setting a pole time like that. Keep that up in the race. Would have been for a fantastic opportunity for it. Last week we had a lot of trouble trying to find a driver to do a hot lap on. Pretzel's started a lap. That's Pretender. Jump on board with Doggy Daddy. So starting a lap. We've got Tyjo trying to join in. He was having some clashing issues with the lobby before. Huge pace there in that Merc down pit straight. A little bit of slip as he's trying to bring the car across the right for turn in, turn 2. Big long right-hand hairpin. Get on that throttle too early in that car. Starts to slip out quite aggressively. He's up on his time here. That is a very flighty setup that he's got in this Mercedes. Can manage to handle the car. This is probably going to be rather competitive. Getting 137 lap time currently. Pace down that back straight. Cautious of that inside curb. Left-hand side curb here. Easily puts a car out this time. We've seen a few cars go off there. Without taking the hits. Careful not to cut that curb too much, otherwise you get that lap invalidated and then the following. 0.6 off. Didn't give the old commentator's curse there. All drivers, times on the board. 2.5 minutes to go. Enough time to get about 2 laps in. Holding pole for that 134.8. Pogo Dogs only 0.177 away. It's not going to take much to cut off. Be able to take the pole back. You can see that Mercedes really sliding out in the tail. It is very flighty, this car. It's not wanting to slip out. Allowing it to really sort of turn in a lot more. They're qualifying third. Looks like he's holding off from pacing. He's doing a little bit of weaving to try and get some tyre temp up. Probably going to go for a last lap wonder. Oh, it's on and off. Just letting traffic through. Allowed Philly in. just trying to give as much space as he can. This is going to be his last opportunity here. He's going to go for a golden lap. He's been able to do it many times before. Come through the lap of the gods for that last lap. Steal the pole. Coco's coming to the pits. He's just invalidated that last lap. That's just done him for his qualifying. So there's no opportunity for him to be able to take the pole position. And we're up. I'm not sure if he'd go for a spin or if he just parked the car up. So he wasn't on for a good lap. That's qualifying complete. Oh, Philly loses it. Not sure if that's AR driving the car for DK at the moment. He did actually cross the line with enough time. Yeah, get some burnouts from Gal. Smoky. Gallant. That thing grabbing off its head. I'm not sure if he's missing part of the rear there. No, it's just black boot lid. Don't actually see him now. He's taken a solid hit when he went off. He even got the wipers going. Seconds left. He'll actually cut out once it identifies he hasn't got enough time to be able to get back to the control line to finish the lap. The driver's parked up. And that sees Sami with that pole position. Coca Dog's streak for clean sweeps has been broken with that pole taken by Sami. Great to be able to see the tyre gauge on the heads ups. Don't think there'll be too much left of those tyres. He's chewing them up pretty good. There we are, qualifying. Division 1 in round 3 now complete. Sami takes pole position, setting a 1:34.860. Then the rest of the grid we have Wira, Gallen, Mitcliffe, Philly Manilli, DK Rush, Head Farmer, Pretender, Pretzelnator, Doggy Daddy. Over to the grid now. And Steph mentioning apparently no practice for Sami and still getting that pole. That was a mega lap. Pull it off with no practice. Solid drive. Let's hope he can maintain that up for the full race. That's a phenomenal lap time. It'll be quite interesting seeing him trying to get off the line alongside the Mercedes. And on the second row, another Mercedes and the Cadillac with Wira and Gallant. And paired off in the third row, Nick in the Bentley and Philly in the Nissan. Get a nice close up of Rolex rather than seeing Head Farmer and DK's cars. And I'm guessing we can actually cut through that. Mercedes, Nissan, and then another Mercedes down the back end. Ready to see the lights drop green. Okay, it was pretty even between these two. Sami schooled up a little bit more. Even Gallen getting the run of him. Is he going to stay side to side or is he going to tuck in? He's getting sandwiched in between Sami and Wirra. Nearly 3 wide between DK, Mick and Head Farmer. DK and Head Farmer still side by side. Head Farmer just gets ahead. It's forced DK to have to run out rather wide. He ended up getting caught up pretty close. Coco's just taken the lead out by 0.3. Billy already stung with post-race penalty. And Mercedes is pulling away. He's going to have to try and stay as close as he can. Gets a nice run through the chicane. Made up a lot of ground. Almost going to commit to a final turn pass. And Nick's gone into the pits. Here that he's taken any damage. I don't think there's been an incident. And is also heading in. Maybe there has been. That makes the pass on Doggy Daddy. It's been in, fixed up. Nick's back underway. A bit of strategic stop, getting in early, getting out all the hustle and bustle. Or was there potentially contact? Outside, Sami's pulled in. Oh, but he's run out wide, straight into that wall. That's a risky spot. Just trying to move the car. Didn't know which way they were going to go. This is going to have thrown the race for him here. That was a solid hit. Hit it pretty straight on. Steering may not be too bad. Going to make the pit stop too long. If that is the case, there'll just be some aero damage. That's now going to open huge opportunity for Coco. Stream ahead now. Doesn't have Sami breathing down his neck. Finds out a little wide. gaining on the Gallen a fair bit. Gallen's pulled away in those last couple of corners. Going down in the pits now. Cars making quite the bashing. Hopefully it's not too long a stop. There's a lengthy stop that's going to be well for Pretzel. Pretzel's already been in a pit. We saw Cliff and Pretzel head in. Yeah, it's a long repair job. Oh, he's off though. So takes a position. Fair enough. Ahead of Sani as well. Holding on to the tail of Wira Gallen's managed to pull away now. Merrill's closing in quickly, but he's dropped back. He's nearly a full second slow on that previous lap. Probably going to have Philly knocking very soon to try and get around. Lap 5. Dog's leading the way. Two drivers now with time penalties. 1 second to Philly, 1 second to Head Farmer. Currently 1 minute 5 on sticks now. Behind race lead. 7 seconds behind Pretzel. Midcliff T9. Those back three have all pit. And Pretzel both within range, about to move up once those next couple cars head into the pits. Dog is in 8th, Gender's in 7th. DK in 6th. Really struggling to find that gap in on Head Farmer. P4. Starting to drop back from Wira. He's picked up the pace marginally previous lap. However, this time around, Only a full 3 seconds quicker than Billy. Billy actually making a mistake, losing a bit of pace. Going in second. 3 tenths slower last lap. We've now seen Wirra start to close that gap back in again. Our race lead is our championship leader. Pagnian Dog leading for 7 laps. Approaching the halfway point. Will we see some drivers start to head in and serve the mandatory pit? Looks like Head Farmer may have made a mistake. DK's well and truly moved ahead. And he's now got Pretender right on his tail. Cliff now looking to take on Doggy Daddy. Billy coming in the pits now. Tender just gets in front of Head Farmer. Finishing the pits. Comes out behind Mick and Doggy Daddy. Mick has pit. Mick nosed in right up the tail of Doggy Daddy. Like Doggy Daddy may have been actually backing off a little bit. I think it may have been actually trying to wave off a slowdown. Billy's added an extra second to his post-race time penalty. Now increased to 2 seconds. How close we've been seeing these races finish. 2 seconds could cost the position. Pretzel's gone off for a spin. Not sure if that was some wall contact. I think he may have avoided any contact. Allowed Sami to move up a spot. Bring the car in the pits. Now we're just past the halfway point. Just prematurely stopped just before the box almost by the looks of it. And the Head Farmer trying to reclaim those positions lost. Was holding off DK for a good majority of the race. He's now lost out a couple of positions. DK and the Pretender both getting through. It was very unlucky for Sami if that spin on the straight. On So's Back tyres were bogged down into the sand. Car was going nowhere but straight for that wall. We're actually been dropping pace. It looked like he was closing right in on Gallon. I think he may have just crossed the curb a little bit. He just dropped right off on the throttle for a good portion. Gallon having a great run in second place. We're going to be having trouble trying to be able to close in on Coco. His lap time's being done by Coco, 1:35.9 the previous lap. Let's see what he gets as he crosses here. 1:36.3. He's got a 13-second lead. Gallon's just decided to go in and pit. Drew moves up in the second. Pretender also pitting in. And got a nice Apex written on the side of the car there. Pretender been in and done his stop as well. Journey out now. Polka Dog now coming up, first back marker. More drivers copying post-race time penalties. Race leader now copying one. 2 seconds. Head Farmer's wearing 3 seconds. Billy 2. And Doggy Daddy 1 second penalty. We're now pitting as well. DK will move up a spot. Very quick stop. You need to take on fuel or tyres. Farmer now in P3, DK in P2. Pit stop here's only just come out a fraction ahead of Cliff. Cliff hit very early on in the race. We weren't too sure whether he may have actually come in early to contend with damage. I think he was strategically stopping. There was a lot of door-to-door going on for those opening laps. We got Coco now coming into the pits. Oh, he's overshot his pit stop. That's going to cost him, especially when he's got a 2-second penalty that he's wearing as well. Yes, that is 2 seconds. Head Farmer will move into the lead. He hasn't pit. We have to look at doing it in the next couple of laps. He's been having a good run in this Ferrari. Now that he's got a good amount of open space for the front and behind, he can put in some real well done laps. He could try and space that out a little bit. Be able to come out at a decent spot. He's closely contending with DK and Pretender before they both pit in. There's 18 seconds to DK, 29 to Pretender. Billy in between, so we could get him for a nice quick pit stop and come out in a reasonable position. Nick and Wira battling out. Nick running off wide, not sure if he was letting Wira through. That may have been a mistake. That's all drivers having served their mandatory pit requirement except for the head farmer. Stays out for another lap. Putting down some pretty good pace. Minute 38 the previous lap. Really stay out for one more lap. If Coco does start to close in on him over these laps for hitting in, doesn't have to be defensive with it. He's definitely not within range of a upper spot. Wants to do is just be able to keep this consistent pace up and be able to come out ahead of the cars he was battling with beforehand. So we've got a fair bit of spacing going on between most of the drivers. They're still looking to chase down Gallen. Head farmer hits in this lap. Okay, takes back the lead. Flash of the lights. Maybe watching the stream side by side as he's going along. Flash of the lights, seeing himself on. Farmer's done in the pits. The DK gets out ahead. Gonna come out close. Probably door to door. Philly's gonna have the pace though. He may have enough track position. No. Philly sneaks in. He comes out 4 seconds ahead of Pretender, who was ahead of him before Pretender went into the pits. That time spent out the front, really done well. He's also then looking to get back around Philly. Gallen's just been passed by Brewer narrowly door to door along the back straight. Gallen's going to have the inside advantage. Too wide at the chicanes. Oh, we're rubbing. Both equal through the corners. Neither of them giving up track position. Contact costing Wira a couple of spots. Gallen's just gone for a spin. That's allowed Mick to move up into P2. after pitting on the lap 2. Coming on to the last lap, he's now running in 2nd position. DK in 3rd, all drivers have pit. They are racing for position now. Final lap. If they're going to make a move, it's got to be done on this lap. It's getting slippery for Coco. This 2-second penalty is not going to be of a concern here. He's got 16.5 seconds separating. Oh, and Head Farmer was getting closer again to Philly. Ran wide. Oh, and he's gone for a spin. That's just cost Head Farmer. Gallon Pretender move up the position. Pressure now off from Philly. Here we go. Coco across the line. That's 3 wins from 3 rounds. Well done, Coco. And Mick Cliff, P2. Got ample time, he can take it easy for those last 2 corners. What a drive for Mick Cliff in the Bentley, taking 2nd. DK in 3rd. Mercedes, Bentley and McLaren, the top 3. Wira takes 4th. Philly in 5th. Oh, he's got a penalty. That's just moved Gallon up into 5th position. Philly drops down to 6th. Pretender in 7th. Head Farmer takes 8th. 40 seconds remaining. Get the final laps done. Could almost be enough to be able to see them all cross the line. Barmy in 9th. Doggy will cross in 10th. 20 seconds remaining. There's only 3 seconds between. Pretzel crosses in 11th, so all drivers finishing 16 laps. And here's our results for Division 1 in round 3. Coco Dog taking his 3rd consecutive win. That clean sweep streak was broken with Sami taking the pole. Then the rest of the standings on the podium, we have Mick Cliff in position 2, and then DK Rush in P3. Then we have Wira, Gallon, Philly Minelli, Pretender, Head Farmer, Sami, Doggy Daddy, and Pretzel Nader. So we see a fair few penalties in that. Was that back end, which were 4 seconds for Philly in the end, costing him that position 5. So unfortunate for that. We'll be bringing in our podium finishes. So I have Coco, Mick, and DK in here in a moment. Shut those invites out. I'll be jumping across into the chat in a moment. Hey DK, congratulations on podium.
Yeah, cheers JT. Yeah, don't think I really deserve it, but I'll take it.
That's it, it's
Finishing's
finishing.
Yep, true.
Bloody hell.
Congrats to Coco on the win and Nick
Yep.
for 2nd. Good drive.
Yeah, congrats, P2, Nick.
Yeah, I'm happy
Driving
with that.
the Bentley. Yeah, considering you were pitting in, on lap 2?
Lap 1.
Lap 1, there you go.
DK knew the strategy.
And it definitely paid off, so I was wondering if you might have taken damage. Just saw a couple of peel off, and yeah, but then you just managed to play your way back up through to the top end.
Yeah, no, I just couldn't overtake anyone, so I just thought I'll get out of everyone's way because knew I had a bit of pace, but yeah. Sorry for Weir and Galileo having a good battle. And congrats,
Yeah,
Coco, DK.
yeah.
Yeah,
Congrats,
Coco.
Coco. Good
thanks,
win.
thanks. Yeah, that just had a good car and a bit of deja vu going on. Yeah, just a good car, and I thought Sami had me for sure. Like he was gaining on me through some parts, and I was getting a bit ragged. And then, luckily for me, he spun it. Bad luck for Sami, but
Yeah, as soon as he bogged down out into the sand, coming
yeah,
out of that final corner, he just had nowhere to go but straight for that wall, so that cost him big time.
you get caught it
It
for
was
a
probably a
second.
sigh of a relief there 'cause he was right on your tail at that point. I think he probably was going to get you on that straight. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was just like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Bad luck, Sami. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah.
He
Oh
on
yeah.
pole.
Yeah, he broke that streak with that pole position. It was a flat
Yeah, got
skip
a bloody
lap.
34. Holy moly. I was chasing one all week.
Yeah, and then I think he got the fastest lap again, Coco. So
Yeah, pipped him 2/10 or
35.75.
something.
Yeah, yeah, very close.
Yeah,
That's
like
good.
1 point this round, I think.
Yeah, that's yeah, good drive from all of yous. Congratulations.
Cheers, DK.
Thanks, JJ.
I'm happy.
Cheers, DT. Congrats, Coco. Nicholas.
Thanks,
Well done.
DK.
Yeah,
Nicholas.
thanks.
Good
You
drive.
did good.
Yeah, and good luck with Laguna Seca next week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was
I love that
dangerous.
track.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I think the
Yeah.
Bentley goes well there too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you can do with the Mercedes around there as well. That car seems to be really dialed in.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, obviously, like we have the top end, so that really helps us out and try and see what we can do with it. Should be good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how you go. Well done.
Okay, thank you so much, JT. Bye.
Alright. There we have our podium finishes for round 3. Cocodog taking a third consecutive win. Mick Cliff on the podium in P2 and DK in P3. So then we'll be back again next Thursday. We'll be heading over to Laguna Seca for round 4. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they go at Laguna Seca. There's going to be some much more open opportunities for passing, but then there's a lot of very technical sections, so it'll be quite keen to see how some of these more powerful cars handle it, especially with the extra weight coming down through sections like the corkscrew. So do hit that follow button if you haven't done so already, so you can be notified when we go live for that. So that's Thursday 7:30 PM, and then we are also on Monday night for iRacing at the same time for 7:30. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you trackside next time.